10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I'ma press play every time.
The funny don't stop the show. The funny don't stop. Hey, the funny don't stop the show. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop the show. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop the show. The funny don't stop. Hey.
My name is Halo Thomas, and you're listening to the Funny Don't Stop Show.
What's up? What up? What up?
What's up, man? What it do, Alex?
Raul.
Man, ¿qué pasó, man?
Hey, man, it looks like it's just you and me today. I mean, I know everybody's everybody's busy right now. I know Sed's running a little behind. Savvy and Betsy, our prayers go out to them because they had a couple of family issues they had to deal with today. But you know, we're gonna hold it down until everybody gets back, right?
Man, that's what we do.
Come on, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? This is Alex Thomas, man. I'm your host.
Yeah, now I'm Raul.
And you're watching
The Funny Don't Stop Show.
Hey, man, we just gotta hold it down.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you something. Your pop-up shop is just looking doper and doper. I can't wait till when the store really opens and we can do it right, man, because you have some amazing creative ideas. What are those two shirts behind? What am I looking at?
I got the Lakers and Tupac over here, and then I got the Warriors and Tupac over here.
Wow.
So you know, from the Bay and but I've been in LA for damn near 21 years now, so it's like half my life now. I'm LA now, dog. You know. But
and it just happens to be that's what you and Pac got in common. You know, like I mean, those are two major parts of his life, his career, his legacy was the Bay Area and LA. You know what I mean? Of course, he ended up being global, but you know, if you know anything about.
He lived right there in Marin City, and I'm from Marin County. So, like I said, he was literally down the street. He knew a lot of people I knew. So, yeah, it was cool, man, just to understand that there was a lot of history over there with Pac too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, man, we got a lot to talk about this week. We got an amazing guest that's gonna be coming on a little later. My boy Mike G, aka Mike Goldstein, one of the dopest illustrator animators in the game, and he's our special guest today, and that's gonna be in a few. But I'm just diving. I just saw something on the news yesterday that just really messed me up, bro. And I mean, I know I said I'm gonna try to stay away as much as I can from politics and gender and gay and straight and all those things that you so-called can't talk about anymore. But when certain stuff happens and the world is talking about it and it's just so in your face, I got to chime in on this. And I'm speaking as a father when we talk about this because I have a 5-year-old daughter and she's going to get older and she's very athletic. Everybody, just look at these. Look, I just need to know, is this fair? This, I don't know if I should say he or she, Gabrielle Ludwig, 6'6", 50 years old at a junior college in Santa Clara, missing college, 6'8", okay, 220 pounds, balling on these little girls. I mean, like, he was a dude damn near in the NBA a year ago, and now it's not. Like, show some more pictures of it. I mean, look, dude.
I don't know, man. How's that happen? Like, how did she get on the team? First of all, if she's that old, I mean, did she never went to college at all?
Raul, my guess is it's never too late to go to college. Like I always tell everybody, college didn't work out for me. I mean,
look at this picture right here, and like she got. I mean, if she ain't snipped, she literally got balls in that girl's mouth right now.
Pretty much. Pretty much. And you know what? If I was in that crowd and that's Halo and that's my daughter and this lady dude is dunking on my daughter, his nuts on her chin, I'm going to have a problem with that. I'm going to have a problem with that. I need to speak to the administration. I need to talk to the coaches. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not even trying to be funny right now. I would have a problem with that. I mean, you have a daughter also.
Man, yeah.
Talk to me. Is that fair?
Oh, no, hell no. Like I said, I mean, I understand, you know, like I said, it's nothing. I have nothing against the
put it back on us. Put the camera on you. I'm listening.
I have nothing against the transgender, but at the same time, I mean, you know, like I said, that still, like I said, you still got manly features. You still got that, you know, that
What's
thing.
the word? Testosterone,
yeah,
estrogen, whatever, muscles, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it. And my whole thing is, I understand it's a JC, so in JCs, from what I'm hearing, there is no age. If you 73 and you want to go back to college and get a degree, you can do that, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this obviously is showing if you're 50 and you were a man 8 months ago and you want to come back and play on the ladies basketball team, they let you
Yeah.
do that. But my
Yeah.
problem is my 22-year-old daughter that's on the team that can get a flying elbow from a dude that's bigger than LeBron James. I have a problem with that.
Yeah,
They can be
yeah.
mad at me. I don't know if there's anybody, the people that are watching right now. I am not bashing, and I am not saying I have a problem with transgenders. I'm saying I have a problem with this particular situation where you're playing basketball against my daughter.
Yeah.
That's why it's almost like I'm telling her she can be the best she can be as a father. I'm telling her, hey, go work hard. You know, you can get to the WNBA. You just keep doing what you're doing. But it's kind of hard for me to say those things where tonight she's going up against a lady dude that's 6'8", 250. How's she going to guard him? I mean, when you look at the video, show a picture again. It's
Yeah.
not fair. That's the thing we're talking about here on the Funny Don't Stop Show right now is fair or not.
Right.
There is no bashing. Go back to that other one where they're sitting on the bench. I'm not bashing for anybody to want to come at me and say, I can't believe, you can't believe what? That man is sitting next to my little daughter?
Yeah, I mean, look at the girls. Look like what? Maybe 15, 16.
No. This is a junior. This is a junior
Hey,
college. So
I
that
know,
means
but-
they're at least 19. 18, 20. College age. But I'm like, his shoe size is a 19,
Yeah, I mean,
and her shoe size is an 11 or a 9.
yeah. I just looked at the feet too, man. I was just like, damn.
Do you see how thick his
It's a big
calves?
difference, man. I mean,
Motherfucker has
yeah,
thick
yeah,
kneecaps. He has
Yeah.
thick kneecaps. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You see that fox on his shoulder? He got that back in '88 when he played men's college basketball.
Yeah, that's almost saying like, you letting a high school player go down to play Pop Warner. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
all I'm saying, dude.
It's like, yeah, it's totally a disadvantage on it.
That's
I don't
all
know.
I'm saying, brother.
Yeah. Regardless of the fact, like I said, that's how I'm kind of looking at it. Is like, it just doesn't look fair to me. Like at the fact that damn man, this is a grown ass man trying to play with these young girls.
But I guess
transgender,
we're wrong for calling him a
my
man.
bad,
Yeah.
my bad,
We can't
yeah.
call him a man because he's
Right,
not a
right.
man. Remember, he was a man in 2020.
Right.
He was a man. It's a
Right.
new year. This
Right,
is now he's a man. You get what I'm saying? You
course.
can just do that now. You know what? I have to pose this to the people, man. Again, not trying to be funny, but it's almost like if James Harden just said, you know what? I want to be a woman. And this summer, he goes and get the plumbing, and he gets all of the
whole beard
surgical
shot.
stuff. What'd you say?
The whole beard cut off and everything.
Yeah, he gets the beard cut off, and then in next year, the new season, he's now playing in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Okay, this man that was dropping 50 on the best players in the world last year.
Yeah.
So he's now going to be playing against women, and now he's averaging 80 a night. Is
Right.
that fair? That's the question. That's what I want people
Yeah.
to answer. Again, don't come at me like Alex Thomas is bashing. No, dude, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
is that fair? Because he
Yeah.
became a woman. Can James Harden now play in the WNBA? I want to hear from the people that are out there listening right now. If you're watching us, I just want to know, is that fair?
Right.
All he did was cut the beard, and you think that he lost his skills? No, he's still one of the best basketball players in the history of the sport. But now that he went and got hips and tits, it's okay. It's okay for him to just score 80, and then it's fair now.
Yeah.
I want to hear what people got to say. What do you think, Raul?
I want to see what was the process to actually accept them to basically let them do that. You know what I'm saying? What kind of regulations are there to where it's like, all right, man, if he's 50 years old trying to hoop.
But then again, remember I said,
yeah.
the age is not what we're talking about, Raul. Think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Like I said, you could be 70 and want to go back and get your degree. I understand that.
Yeah.
Obviously, this guy Ludwig went back to get some type of degree. Who knows
Yeah.
what it is, whether it's political science or it's radio, TV, film. He's there as a student first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he obviously loves basketball. He's 6'8", 250, and he wants to play on the basketball team. And that he did. My question is it fair? I wish there was some dads that could hit me right now to back me up on this. Was there some parents out there that would be on my side so I'm not looking crazy? And I also, there's another, I hate that I'm caught up not being able to say he or she. There's a UFC fighter
Yeah.
out there right now that is actually shocking the world and knocking people out and breaking people's brains in pieces. Fallon Fox is her name.
Yeah.
He was a man a year or two ago. And this person has been destroying women. I'm talking crushed skulls. I'm not exaggerating. Bruises, cuts. Like, he's really harming these women. My question, literally because of some paperwork there, he and she is. That's him. That's her. He looked like he was a bad dude, and now he's a bad lady dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how's a woman feel on that? Like seeing somebody that was previously a man still a woman like that. I mean, if we go back to this image right here, just look at the power in the arms of that.
Come on, man.
It just
please tell me, but before you
yeah.
finish, don't forget what you're going to say. Please tell me you have all the pictures of the damage he's done to people's faces.
No,
I emailed you those.
I only got 4 of these.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, we're talking right now. I hate to do this, but I sent you the damage that he has done to people's faces. I'm emailing it to you again right now because I know it's kind of tough sometimes to do this during the show, but they got to see this. Finish what you were saying though.
Oh yeah. Actually, hold on. I think they might. Let me see if I got these images real quick. Yeah, man, it's just kind of just hard to see that, me personally, just to see that, knowing that was previously a man, to see, us as men will never want to see a man hit a woman like any time. Period.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
How is this okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying now. Now, am I contradicting the fact that no, it's a woman? But yeah, I understand. But
so with some paperwork, some paperwork and some medical procedures, it's now okay for a man to bludgeon and hurt and hit a woman. That's the problem I have.
Right. Yeah.
Did those emails come through of what he's done to their faces?
I'm looking right now.
Yeah, please check. I mean, it's the same way I feel about a 6'8" dude dunking and hooping on my 19-year-old daughter. That even though she's made it to the highest level of her life and her career, it's kind of like shot to hell because it's not fair that she's playing against a man. Say, for instance, your daughter was the best in the city or the country, and she was really headed towards a real serious destination, and now all that's been shot down because, look at that.
Man,
look at that.
Yeah, see, that's, I don't know.
And not to say there's not women that are beating other women. I mean, it's a very violent sport, but you almost want to go, you can't take away that it's still man strength. Hurting these women like this. Yeah,
and that's the whole thing, man. I don't know, man. I can't, like I said, I can't call it on that.
Look, he's still got man muscles in his back, bro.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it still shape up as like a man, and it's like I said, I have a feeling the strength is still like a man. So to me, it's like I can't see a man hit a woman like that.
I'm glad you brought up a great point. You brought up a great point when you said his strength is still like a man. So that's a good point because I'm going, okay, if I wanted, this is use me for example. Say, you know what? I'm sick of this dick.
Yeah.
I want a coochie and I want some tits and I want to become a woman.
Yeah.
So I go and get the procedure next month.
Right.
And let's say a year from now, I got tits and a clit. I still can fight like a dude. You know that, right?
Yeah.
All that I was trained in my whole life, that he didn't do nothing with that. In my heart, I'm still a man.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And in a sport like that, where it comes down to fists and beating people's asses, it's just not fair. I know if I was that girl's people, if I was her husband, if I was her boyfriend, if I was her manager, if I was her agent, I'd be like, yo, we're not taking this fight. There's a ton of fights. This is not going to go against your record. You should not feel bad. Now, when it's a woman on a woman, hey, all day, let's take it. But that's not fair that this girl that was going to be undefeated, she had a 22-0 record, but now she's fighting a lady dude tonight, and he cracks her skull in half. Is that fair? That's all I'm asking, Raul.
Right. And those beatings were vicious, man. Like you said, those. I mean, you sound the knots. I was like, damn, I can't imagine just taking hits like that. You know, if I was a female, just on GP. You know what I mean?
But like Sid always says, this is where we at now, man.
Yeah,
this is where we at, and it's crazy that you get criticized and ostracized for talking about this. But somebody's got to bring the narrative up. Somebody's got to bring it up, or it's gonna get swept under the rug, and now you're gonna have hundreds of lady dudes beating up on women. It's not fair.
Right.
I have a wife. That I love. I have a daughter. I have a beautiful mother-in-law. I have a mom. I have aunties. I have cousins. And I'll be damned if some dude puts their hands on her. I'm gonna try my best to defend them. But then you get a sport like this that it's just legal and it's okay just because of that new word transgender. It's okay.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a total disadvantage or advantage on that aspect.
Yeah.
Man. You know, so but we do have that boy up in here.
Oh, so we got our guest in the house, man. We're gonna flip subjects real quick.
Yes, we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, for his first time coming to the Funny Don't Stop show, one of the most amazing illustrators / animators / that dude with the pen. Like I say, he's a beast with the pen. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Mike G, ladies and gentlemen. Mike G, what's up, bro?
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
How you doing, man?
Living the COVID dream, no obligations, no social obligations. Don't have to see any family. Just gotta hang out,
Exactly. Hey, Mike, I want to introduce you to my producer right here, Raul.
What's up, Mike? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, doing well.
He is an artist in his own realm. He's like a jack of all trades. He doesn't do what you do. You're a real illustrator / animator. But Raul, he's nice at what he does. Like he's great.
I see the graphics on the tees. Did you draw those or?
No, I actually basically just designed them. I just put them all
nice.
together.
You're like a graphic designer.
Yeah, but I did all the prints though. So I did all the printing. Yeah.
He's the guy that whenever you see my t-shirts, like you come up with the great illustrations. He prints them, but also Raul adds his flair to it because he's amazing with the audio, the visual, and he's just a jack of all trades. He's everything I wish I could have been. I'm just a crazy, funny black midget. That's all I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Mike G, it's crazy because I'm always calling you Mike Goldstein, and to see Mike G, I'm like, is that your street name or?
I feel like that's my good street name. Yeah, Mike G. Yeah.
Mike G.
Well, I'm originally from Philly, so that's why I always try to have that projected whenever I go.
Right. Now, what's crazy is when I Googled your name, porn star came up. So I was like, Mike used to be a porn star. So is that what happened? You went from sex to drawing? What?
Yeah, I've gotten that before, but no. You know what? I don't think there's any Jews that are porn stars. Yeah, be like, my name would have to be like Mike Goldmember or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. We don't do it. Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be funny. Yeah, you be Mike Goldcock. That's be your name. or you be Mike Golden Balls.
Oh, I could do that. Yeah.
Golden Balls.
So man, I noticed I see it says the comics comic. That's your Instagram. So I always wondered, like, did you try stand-up comedy at one time? Were you a kind of a local funny guy and you could draw better than you could tell jokes? What was it?
You know what? In high school, I was class clown in high school. So, and I was obsessed with stand-up comedy. Grew up, with watching like Rodney Dangerfield and all those like comedians, and wanted to try it out. And even during high school, I was like writing little bits and stuff. So during college, I went to school in Philly, and in my junior year, I got up the courage to take all those bits and try like a 5-minute routine at this local comedy club. They had, like stand-up night
in Philly.
In Philly, yeah.
Okay, you remember that night?
I remember it. Like, I've been skydiving twice, and I've been more terrified going up on stage than either one of those times skydiving.
Than jumping out of a damn airplane.
Shit my pants. Oh yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. There's a lot of comics up there that thought they were funny, and they were minutes away from jumping out of a plane or off the nearest building. Because it's always been known as one of the toughest things in the entertainment business.
So the second time I went first for the opener, and they called me on stage. I freaked out and left. I didn't even go up on stage. I was too nervous. And then finally, I built up the nerve, got up, and all the material that I prepared, I just remembered just the punchlines of it because I was just so nervous. And I'm up on stage with like a deer in headlights just staring at, and finally a woman calls out, "Do something, dance." So I start doing this little thing.
She was trying to help you. She was trying to help you because you were lost. You were up there drowning in front of.
And after that, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. And then I went out into the bathroom of the club and didn't come out until I knew everybody had left. Yeah.
Damn.
After that, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna draw it instead of trying to do it.
No, just to being a comedian and doing this shit 30 years now, it just makes me think of how hard this game is. And when you said all you remembered was the punchlines, how funny would that be if you get up there and then that's when I said, "You don't know me," and people are like, "What the fuck? Where did that come from?" Yeah. And then I jumped out of the plane. Yeah. I don't know, apples or oranges. Yeah. And you're like, there's no setups.
Everybody thought that they were like wasted. They're like they're super high or something. Yeah. Like,
how funny would that be? Ladies and gentlemen, come to the stage. Give it up for Punchline. All you have is punchlines. You have no setups.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, I was done.
Oh my God. So I wanted to tell everybody about. Today when we're talking about your amazing illustration career and how. I always tell people, this dude has brought my jokes to life through animation. I've always been an animated. Hold on one second, Raul. Go back before I go to that. I want to set something up first before we go to these pictures. I've always been a fan of animation. I've done a lot of cartoons and things like that, and I've seen people over the years. I'll see jokes that animators will do, but they aren't necessarily comics, right? So in my mind, I was like, how dope would that be that I could bring some of my, I've always wanted to do it. I just never did it. Yeah. Bringing my jokes to life. So when I hooked up with Mike G, it just became like a animation comedy love affair, because it's great as a comic to see your jokes in animation. And he's such an incredible artist. I had to bring you on the show, and I wanted to kind of show people the process and kind of like how we do what we do. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Of course. Yes.
So with that being said, Raul, I want you to roll some of these pictures, man. And so this was one of my jokes that I did years ago, and it was a true story. I did a show one night, and there was a bunch of ladies that I don't know if they had just come from a strip club or were they just won the lottery. I don't know. All I know is I did a 10-minute set, and after my 10-minute set, just so you know, the Laugh Factory was only paying me like $25 that night just to work out and try out some new jokes. I left the stage with about $1,500 because all these chicks were literally tipping me. I felt like a dirty whore. I knew what it felt like to be a stripper for the first time in my life. And I was like, if you like that one, maybe you're going to love this one. Next thing you know, I was giving lap jokes. And it wasn't lap dances. I was doing lap jokes. I mean, 2 girls touched my testicles. One was spanking my ass, but I was getting paid. That's all I got to say. My little rent was paid the next day, because I think that was back when I had only been doing comedy a couple years, and my rent was only like $800 a month, and I made $1,500 that night. I was like, you know what? I think I can do this business.
Yeah, man.
I feel like that's where you should have comedy clubs now. If giving the comedian, where if they like the joke, they throw out a couple of ones on the stage.
Dude, let me tell you why it probably wouldn't work good in LA. LA is one of those places everybody wants to be on the list. Nobody paid in the first place to get in. So the last thing they're going to do is try to make it rain on the comedian. But for some reason, that particular night, these chicks treated me like a supermodel comedian. And I sold my soul to the devil that night. I left with $1,500. I left my information with all 4 of them. I'm like, look, I'll do other shows. I'm performing. What'd you say?
Private shows.
Over here doing
Private shows at the house.
Yeah.
I do quinceañeras, whatever you need.
Yeah.
But Mike, I love how you brought that. Like, tell them about. Let's go to another one. Tell them about, like, between you and me. I know I could say it, but I want to hear it from your mouth. How would you say it is working with me when I come with the idea? Like for instance, this straight out of Compton on Ice. Talk about it.
So, I mean, for me, the process, that's one of the most enjoyable parts of it, is us just meeting up, you know, at like a coffee spot, and you,
which is exactly what we did.
Basically pitching the idea, and then immediately when you pitch either the joke or the thought, I'll get just like a vision that just comes into my brain. And then I'll just even start while we're just hanging out. I'll just start, you know, making little character sketches and just like a little sketch, and I'll just show it to you, like, what do you think? And then you're like, nah, change this.
I'm going to stop you right there. Just to give everybody a visual. It's almost like, Raul, when I meet with this dude, it's almost like he's a detective and I'm snitching. Tell me what you saw. Man, it was a big dude. He's about 6'5". He had cornrows.
Yeah.
He had tattoos on his face. And Mike is just, okay, tattoos on the face. How many cornrows? 6? Okay, 6. Was he pitch black, or light skinned? I don't know. He was light skinned. Okay, let me get my light colors. Dude, and before I know it, what I had in my head, the dude literally brought to life. So this straight out of Compton on Ice. This is not one of my jokes on stage. I'm not going to give it all away. It's just a joke in one of the movies that I'm writing right now, that I actually just got finished writing with my writing partner, Buddy Lewis. So straight out of Compton on Ice. Not only is that funny just looking at it, it'll be explained in the movie, but it will be coming to a t-shirt soon with Raul. Yes. Okay. Next picture. Wow. So tell us about this.
So you can start to kind of see where this, so that's basically how it starts, is just as a preliminary sketch where I'll get an idea, and, you know, it's funny. Sometimes I'll get my most ideas either come from taking a shower or right before I'm about to go to sleep.
Right.
And that's because I think it's just known that your brain kind of starts to, you know, you don't deal with any kind of outside stuff going on. It's just time to focus.
Yeah. So, and what's crazy, this is a joke that I had been doing for years, and no matter where I would go in the world, it would always kill. And basically, long story short, it was talking about basketball players, how short they were in the 70s. And there was a poster in my mom's house still to this day from, I think it was 1980. I was in 6th grade. And it was a poster of Dr. J dunking on Magic Johnson, and his shorts were so short, one ball was hanging out the bottom of his shorts. And Mike captured the ball amazingly. Both balls.
You not believe how much time I spent just shadowing the ball sack. It's just like, I guess the light just right. Yeah.
You wanted to get the perfect shine on the nutsack, correct?
It's funny because my wife walks in as I got this huge ball sack right on my screen, and she just turns out to leave. Yeah.
I just can't get it right.
Like, I don't want to deal with it.
She's like, Mike, who are you meeting with? These are different illustrations than you've done before.
Yeah.
But dude, when you brought it to life, oh my God, it just makes people go, did that really? I mean, look at Magic's eyes looking at Dr. J's ball sack. He didn't know to block the basketball or the nutsack ball.
And the thing is, one thing I noticed is, you know, is like I look into the detailing of what, you know, it does no justice to what we're seeing right now. What I'm looking at is not really giving justice. I can see the actual image a lot better, you know, when on a JPEG or what you sent me. And I was looking at the detail, and I was like, man, even the detail on that basketball, if you were to really zoom into it, I don't know if I can get any closer to it.
The dude is amazing.
But detail on it is so ridiculous. The shadow and just, yeah, man. It's like you can tell you put a lot of time and love into it, man.
He loves what he does.
I get obsessed with it, and just like for me, I grew up with like Where's Waldo, and Where's Waldo? He always had little details everywhere. So I feel like, having some stuff in the background, so just that way you can look at the picture, more than once, or kind of stare at it a little bit longer than you would just a regular.
I'm about to let the people in on a little insight. And this is just how I am a super detail-oriented person. And when I go back and forth with Mike, because you got to understand, he goes from no color, right? And then he makes me talk, okay, anything in the background you want to see, or this and that, and da-da-da, just to make it real, right? Look at how detailed the white chick is and excited at her seeing a black man's ball sack come up for. You see how happy she is? And how about peep the cell phone? She's taking a selfie of his nutsack.
Oh, you have to, yeah.
Now, here's the truth. You ready for this? Cell phones weren't even out in 1979.
Right.
That doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter. But that's how dope and that's what I love about what you did.
Yeah.
Because it's like going, cell phones weren't out. But guess what? At the end of the day, we're making people laugh. And it's kind of like going, as a comic, how funny would that be? Is if his nutsack came out and the hot chick in the front row got a selfie with a $1 billion black man's nutsack. You know what I mean? Just comedy, man. I look at everything. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
I love it. Incredible, Mike. Like your work, dude, your work is just, and people really appreciate that.
That's more basketball themes. Yeah.
All right, so let's start with this. Wilt Chamberlain, again, one of my jokes that I did years ago. Mike brought it to life. Wilt Chamberlain had his book, and he said he had sex with over 25,000 women. I said, that's like fucking a whole sold-out arena.
Man.
Literally.
What do you say to that, man? It's like, how many years was that? How many years do you think that was in between?
I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm so much of a fanatic. I want to say from the years 1960, 61 to about 1990.
Damn, about 30 years?
30 to 40 years maybe, because
mathematically breaking that down for a year.
Right. And now to even go further with the joke, what I used to say on stage I used to go, damn, I don't even think I've met 25,000 people in my life, 25,000 chicks, let alone have sex with them. I said, he had to be fucking right after the handshake. Hi, how you doing? I'm Wilt. I'm Wilt. You know what I mean? Like, and look at the detail of the picture though. Ladies, they're literally in line, 1,782. One's fixing her makeup.
Right.
Look at the fan in the background holding up the sign, take it to the hole.
You got all the numbers on the floor.
Right, all the numbers
just
of the
crumple them up and just toss them to the side. Yeah.
And then look at the sign in the back that says "Go Wilt."
Because we all have like different visions that come in after reading the joke. I'm like, oh, that reminds me of kind of like a deli counter where you take the ticket and just toss it.
And that's another thing. I'm glad you said that.
And like waiting in line for like actresses to go on like a photo shoot. They're doing their makeup.
Exactly. Yeah. So I love that. That's again, some of the creative process. He'll throw stuff in there that I didn't even do in my joke on stage, or I didn't even say when I gave him what this particular comic is going to be. But with his comedy savvy and him having a funny mind, he's thrown some stuff in there that just be that extra little piece to be like, oh my God,
yeah,
that's going to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this one right here, pandemic prostitution. I'll never forget when I came up with this. I was like, well, Mike, I'll have you set it up. What do we do here?
So for me, it was just the aspect of, visiting a prostitute, but you got kids in the car. So it's like, you're just so, being during the pandemic, you're just surrounded by kids so much. You need a break, forget going to a prostitute to get sex. You just want to, take the kids off the hand for, an hour or so.
She's like, $50, whatever you want, sweetie. I'm like, shit, you babysit? I wasn't thinking about no damn prostitution, but this dude, and a lot of these things too, man, what I love the most is when people look, they laugh, and they go, did that really happen? Or is that real? I love that. It's like the ultimate compliment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's look at another one, Raul. Oh yeah. And this is a joke that I had that I said, now that Obama is no longer president, he could say anything he wants. I'd love to see him do a keep it real press conference, right? So they'd be like, with that being said, fuck Donald Trump. I can't believe y'all let that crooked chump in the White House. Obama out. Like, look at him. He's giving you the FU finger. Look at all the detail. He got the Bulls jersey on, the 44th president, ESPN. Michelle's made the fuck Trump chocolate chip cookies. The pit bull on the chain. Like, all the little details is hilarious.
Oh, man.
I had fun on that one. Yeah, that was fun.
You see the details, Raul?
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, that's the first thing I would look at, man. The shading and the detailing of everything.
And what's so crazy is this guy. What amazes me about you, Mike, is even though it's very comedy, blown out of proportion as we do as comics, you still, when you look at that, you see that that's Obama. You see that that's Michelle. It's like, but you did it in your own creative type of way. I love it because the detail is there. You kept him handsome and everything. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I mean, for me, it's especially during the pandemic because comedy clubs are closed. For me, this feels like this is almost like the next best thing for comedians to get their jokes out there.
Yeah.
Because normally, unless you're doing just like a podcast or something like that, you're not going to be able to go and hear any comedians and hear their jokes.
It's just another outlet for people to laugh. And there's a lot of people that appreciate this. This was a joke, a little quick, little fast conversational joke that I did for years. And, I bring it out every once in a while, depending on what city I'm in or where I'm at, or if I'm doing an interview. And it's just simply, and it's a true story. My grandmother told me, hey, never hold in a laugh because it will turn into a fart. And so that's me on stage performing and this dude being an asshole in the front row trying to act like I'm not funny, farting his ass off and killing everybody behind him. Just a fucking hater.
And hey, Mike, quick question, man. Do you ever work on the iPad? Do you transfer all this stuff onto iPad?
So for me, I like to work. I do all the sketches out freehand, just like my drawing table, and then I'll scan it in and do all the inking in Illustrator, and then throw it into Photoshop, and that's when I can add in all the textures, like the brick textures, like the wood grain, and that's where I can kind of dabble with just even like the fabric on clothes, just pulling.
Which is what I was going to bring up next. Let me tell you another thing I love about this dude, Raul. And I wouldn't have even known this, but when he had me start doing this, I was like, okay, now this shit's becoming fun to me. He would say, because like Mike, he would have me dressed a certain way, right? And I'd be like, Mike, I love you, but I'm a fly dressing motherfucker. I wouldn't wear that shit. And he would be like, send me some pictures of what you would wear, right? Down to what my shoes are. And I'm thinking, he even has the detail of the Jordans. Like,
yeah, I can see that.
You see that?
Yeah,
like, I will send him the real pair of Jordans. The next thing I know, it's in the picture, and I'm wearing those motherfuckers. I'm like, this dude is brilliant. I mean, people are like, oh, whoever does this, he has some good fashion sense. I'm like, no, motherfucker, that's really my outfit.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of fashion sense. Yeah.
That little outfit you see right there is hanging in my closet right now with the beanie. So, it's fun. It's so fun. Let's go to the next one. So, this is one I said, ladies, if you're going to buy a new ass, make sure you buy the right booty for your body. You can't put a Nicki Minaj booty on a Miley Cyrus body. Okay? That shit don't match.
Oh, that's real talk right there, too.
Yeah, it's real talk. It's stuff that it's my mind when I see this shit on Instagram and I see these girls, I'm like, who the fuck do they think they're fooling? But look what Mike did, though. Explain this one, Mike.
So just the thought process of my head was like, okay, if the booty's too big for the body, she's gonna have to have it supported somehow. And for some reason, it's in my brain, it just clicked like, oh, those guys that jack up the cars at like
the bumper jacks,
the race, the car racing. Yeah, so I was like, oh, that'd be a good supporter. Yeah, on the red carpet.
How funny is that? A NASCAR guy pumping up just to hold up Miley Cyrus's white butt cheek.
Look at the shadowing and everything on it, man. It's crazy, man.
Come on, man, and look at the step and repeat. You see what it says, right?
Yeah.
The funny don't stop show.
That was another comic that when my wife walked in, she just turned back around. Yeah, this is the big ass. Right? Yeah.
In a minute, your wife's not gonna let you work with me anymore. But she's like, ever since you've been working with this Alex Thomas guy, I see tits, I see ass. Next thing you know, he's gonna be wanting you to come to do the illustration at live porn sets and.
Gold member.
Gold member. Yeah. Or golden balls. Yeah.
Golden balls.
Oh my God, this one was hilarious. Again, one of my jokes, like when I'm on Instagram, I'm like, dude, every chick on the planet thinks she's a model now. So I said, just because you take model pictures does not make you a model. Why do people laugh so hard? Because this is real shit. That's what we do as comedians. People laugh because I say what you're thinking. Come on, everybody sees this shit. Bitch, look at you. You're 973 pounds. You're having Popeyes for snacks. You're damn near, you're breaking the diving board. Your little Kim Kardashian homegirl is doing all your likes and everything. Look at that. The little boy in the pool, and his mother doesn't want her to see this walrus laying on the,
This hairy walrus over here.
Yeah.
I remember when we did this comic, I think originally it was just like a burger and fries, but I think at that time period that Popeyes had like their new chicken sandwich or something, and you're like, oh, you gotta incorporate that in there.
That is true. That is funny. I'm glad you brought that up because that was around the time when people were getting damn near shot and stabbed in Popeyes just to get the sandwich. And I do remember that. We started off as burgers. We're like, no, we need to make this shit the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
But look at all the details. She has weed tattoo on her ankle. She got a R.I.P. J Smooth on her arm. She got a Newport behind her ear and a bonnet.
Yeah.
So I had some girls get mad at me, right? And here's the thing: as a comedian, whenever you get people, kind of trying to chop back at you, that means you touched the nerve. That means it's true, and that means it's funny. You can be mad all you want. If we go on Instagram right now, you see these hood ass chicks rocking bonnets, tattoos on their faces. Some of them, I'm not saying they're all like that. I'm just saying this is from my mind. Yeah. All Mike does is bring my thoughts to life. It's like we all say as stand-up comics. Hey man, if you don't like my comedy, you can unfollow me. If you don't like these jokes, you can walk up out the club. You know what I mean? But the rest of everybody gets it and they love it. It's just comedy.
It's funny because so I've gotten in trouble before for my illustrations going all the way back to high school, where a buddy of mine, he got me to draw his campaign posters when he was trying to go for vice president of the class. Mm-hmm. So I did all of the campaign posters, and this was around when Bill Clinton got in trouble. So I did an illustration of my buddy as a caricature. The saying was, his name was Josh Somavilla. I'll say his name. While in office, Josh will never be caught with his pants down, and him with his pants hanging out with a pair of legs behind him. It looks like he's doing something. And it's funny. And I'm drawing this at my parents' kitchen table, and my mom walks up and is like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing campaign posters for Josh." And she's like, "You can't put that up in school. You'll get suspended." I was like, "Oh, it's fine. It's okay." And I made 100 copies, put them all over school. And within an hour, I get called down to the principal's office and I get suspended for 3 days. Yeah.
Oh my God. So you've always been drawing crazy shit. I'm not the first one.
Yeah.
Let's give us another one, Raul. Yes. Okay. Oh, here we go. This was hilarious because somebody asked me what are some of the craziest places you've ever performed before, or what have you done for the money and this and that. And I'm like, hey bro, at one time in my career, I'll perform anywhere the check clears. And this just happens to be Twin Oaks Convalescent Home, and that is a true story. I was maybe 30, and the next youngest person in the room was like 79.
Oh.
And when I tell you I was killing, I literally think I did kill somebody that night.
I can't imagine working that room.
What are some of the details you see in this, Raul?
Oh man, one I love it's the holidays, so I love the little wheelchair with the wreath around it. But you know what I love is I see when he has the motion. See how the old woman has got the hand and it's going in motion.
Right.
It's so dope because, like I said, you know, it takes a lot of time to do that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And I mean, I think, like, for me, like that's a lot of fun. Is like coming up with like the different things. Like, okay, he's going to be killing at, you know, the whole purpose is that he's killing it at, you know, at the old folks' home. You're going to have a couple dying. You're going to have, you know, the oxygen tank. They're going to need the oxygen tank because they're laughing so hard.
And remember, one is the white sheet is already over that one.
They already killed him.
She was dead. She was dead 5 minutes into my act. I had to do 20 that night.
Yeah.
The EMT came towards the end of my set, and I think he was able to revive that guy.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, too, at the end of the day, all people love to laugh. And that's part of this journey and me doing stand-up. I mean, I've done stuff from going to my daughter's nursery school and having a room full of 5-year-olds laughing all the way to a room full of 90-year-olds. It's just an amazing feeling. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Jordans again. They got the red Jordan.
Oh, yeah. You see the detail, the way he does this?
The jeans look, man, you can see like the actual, like the material of the denim, which is crazy. I was like, man.
And then and everybody that you see in the picture, they all have their different, like if you just look at every single character, they all are different characters. Like everybody's dressed different. They're different from the EMT to the dead person to the 2 old ladies to the lady. You know what I mean? Like, it's just detailed, man. What's the next one? Of course, this is one of my classics. Clubs in Miami close at like 8 in the morning. You know what I mean? A lot of times in Miami, they go straight from the club to work. And I was literally on a dance floor. I think this maybe happened in 1997, 98. And a dude next to me in full FedEx uniform, he was dancing his ass off on the dance floor. It is just, Mike helped bring it to life, man. Look at the detail.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, man.
And that's like part of it is you'll tell me, okay, I want to be wearing a Lakers jersey. I want, you know.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm like, okay, you know, and then I'll have to say, okay, which color? The away, you know, jersey.
Of course. I literally tell him all those things, Raul. Yeah. Like, even look down to the Kobe's. They match the jersey.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Down to, I remember at first, you know, we were going to have, you know, the UPS dude in like a long sleeve shirt. Like, no, let's make him in a funnier looking UPS. Oh, by the way, Mike G, that is our other team member, Sid Brass, in the building. Sid Brass, Mike G.
Mike G.
How you doing?
He got a black name, Mike G. He got a black name, Mike G.
No, but his real name is Mike Goldstein.
Yeah, I want to make a little snatch.
There we go. There we go. We gotta put that
into the show.
See, the black guy name is his alter ego. You get what I'm saying? When he wants to be cool and he's up in the clubs, he's Mike G. When he wants to get out of a ticket, when he's trying to buy property, when he's trying to get a loan,
it's Mike Goldstein.
It's Mike Goldstein.
Michael. It's known as Michael.
and it's Michael. Exactly. And just to put you up on the whole conversation, said when he really wants to get on the Hollywood stuff, he was a former porn star. So there's Mike G, there's Mike Goldstein, and then there's Mike Golden Balls.
I want people that are just joining the show to like, oh, he's a porn star? Okay.
Trust me.
That alter ego. I'll take that.
Trust me, there's some chicks out there going right now, oh my God, Lisa, Mike G-Spot is on. Mike G-Spot. Like, G-Spot?
That's a good t-shirt. I'll take that t-shirt. Mike G-Spot. Yeah.
Mike.
Oh, no. It gets worse.
So right now, said we're talking about the detail of Mike G's artwork, and he's just been an amazing guy at bringing my jokes to life through animation. Let's talk about it. Let's flip to the next picture, but before we get all into it, let's talk about what we're doing this for, Mike. How we're going to, before we get into the Migos, go to him real quick before we go to that picture, Mike. Raul. Let's go to just Mike G. A single shot on Mike for a second. Mike, I want you to tell us about the book and what our plans are about this book. Just so you guys know, in the future, we're going to be doing a book. I have been working with this man now for about a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And tell them about that world, man, and what we're trying to do.
Yeah, so basically one of the things that I do is I help self-publisher authors to create a book that's available on Amazon. So one of the things that I was speaking with Alex about is creating a book that is basically just, all his random thoughts and random jokes and stuff like that. And as you see, some of the comics, this will all be constructed into one book that'll be available for Amazon, hopefully towards the summer. And it's just a lot of his collections of his jokes and thoughts and just all the things that he views on the world and, trying to bring it to life through illustration.
Tell them about your website. I want you to see that website too, Raul. About what do the people, when they go to mjgillustration.com, well, what can they look forward to?
Yeah, so this is my personal illustration studio. So I do all, children's books, any kind of graphics for animation, pretty much, even caricatures for, like a wedding, invitations. So anything that you can kind of, think, oh, I want a graphic for that, I can, come up with that. So if you go to the website, you can see all the different projects that I've worked on in the past, and
exactly
plugging along.
Let's go back to those pictures, Raul. So this is a crazy ass thought and a joke that I did on stage. I said everybody sounds the same in hip hop nowadays. I don't know who's who. For 2 years, I thought the Migos was Mexican.
Good one.
And man, you see the detail. This man brought it to life. Tell us about it, Mike.
So so this was so for me, it was like, okay, I got to incorporate obviously the fact that you thought that they were Mexican, so we got to have the garb on,
right,
and creating like the concert kind of show, and then even to the adding walk it like I talk it. Adding it's like the bouncing ball, like
right.
When you're reading it, you kind of picture like the song coming out.
And what's crazy is that looks like outfits that the Migos would wear.
They will wear, yeah.
They would wear some shit. What are those outfits called, Raul?
It's a mariachi outfits, man.
The mariachi outfits. You got the cucarachas and all that shit. You know what I mean? How do you say "walk it like I talk it" in Spanish, Raul?
Just like he wrote it, camina como lo hablo.
Say that again.
the same thing on the speaker.
No, I mean in Spanish. Like if the beat was going, say it again.
Camina como hablo. Camina, yeah, it sounds different in Spanish.
Yeah. I'm trying to get you to do it on beat. Camila macalaca malo. Camila malaca malo. Camila macalaca malo. Camila macalaca malo. Because it's like walk it like I talk it. Hey, walk it like I talk it. Hey, Camilo Camala Camula.
I feel like I heard, and you would tell that to me when we were talking about the comic. You'd be saying that like in my ear. So while I was drawing, it's like, as I'm drawing it.
Exactly. It's amazing. If you guys saw his process, I would just start talking, and all of a sudden, the dude is just sketching. And at the end of my thought, he goes like this, and I'm like, whoa, that shit's crazy. So it was really fun. Go to another one, Raul.
Alex, I remember because we first met at the Beverly Hills when we were like in the
park.
Like the park. And remember we were just sketching at the tree and people were walking past us, they see the two of us, sitting there.
They're like, what are they doing? And when you see this, it's like, wow, man. It's like, again, one of my jokes. This quarantine got me feeling like I'm doing 25 years to life in my own backyard. He turned my backyard into San Quentin. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
How funny is that? Y'all peep Brazy sitting in the pool with the ball and chain on the duck, on the flamingo?
Yeah.
As she's reading the Holy Bible.
That's hilarious.
And you see Legend in Halo.
That's hilarious, man.
Oh my God. Look at that. And Legend got his little prison uniform on, and Halo's got her little soccer uniform on. Prison. She got her little prison.
That's hilarious.
The yard, yeah.
With the prison guard. No, I mean, dude, let me tell you how we're just getting behind the scenes here. We went through 4 or 5 different prison towers.
Yeah.
And I kept, nope, that's not it. That's not it. Nope, that's not it. And until we got the right prison tower I wanted to see, because I know what I'm trying to say in my head. So I'll just send him the pictures and go, here, because he already does his sketch on what he feels, and I'll just add a little bit more detail, even down to Brazy's prison bikini. You know what I mean? Like, and you see little trusses inside her belly. This was back when she was pregnant. You see that?
Yeah.
So he's very detail oriented. Is that something you're taught when you do this, Mike?
I mean, for me, I think it's every illustrator is kind of different where, some people like the simplicity of just, a couple of graphics. But for me, it was just how I was growing. My dad is an architect. So I would watch him draw, and he was very, specific with details and all that stuff. And for me, it was always, let me try and cram in as much details as I can as many jokes. It's kind of like when you're on stage. You might have a punchline, but then you can feel something off the cuff and say, "Oh, this could work too," and you're adding a couple extra jokes in there. So
give me another, Raul. I know we've been going through a lot of them, but he's. Oh yeah, this was when Derek Chauvin, the man that killed George Floyd. This was kind of more like a statement. It wasn't even a joke. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was just like I told him. I gave him down to the details to what I wanted to see. It was just kind of like a political statement. Sometimes it's not always jokes. It's just me saying something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So
I was proud to be a part of that too.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Let's go back to that real quick before you go, Raul, because I know you got a hard out at 4. That Nipsey, look at that. That was huge. This was huge for me personally because I told him, like, man, I had the pleasure to meet all 4 of these guys, and rest in peace. They're all in heaven right now. And I know absolutely none of them played golf, but I said, wow, what if they were all alive today? That would be a hell of a foursome. Biggie, Pac, Nipsey, and Eazy-E. That would have just been a fun day of golf. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. We did 5 or 6 different backgrounds from golfing all over the world. But I said, you know what? Them fly ass dudes would be teeing off at Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
And look what this man did.
Put him on Pebble Beach, man.
and look at the detail. I said, I want them in shit that they would really wear. Yeah. None of these niggas would be following the golf etiquette rules. You know what I'm saying? That's dope, right, Sad?
I mean, how many versions we did with Biggie's sweater? Like, nah, that's not it.
Exactly. I was like, Coogee sweater dog, who's the butter dog? Oh,
with the Timbos though.
Yep, with the Timbs. He'd be out there in that famous outfit that Tupac was just spitting in and shit. Yeah. And then, as we all know, Nipsey had the Puma deal before he passed. He's always repping Crenshaw. And obviously, Eazy-E, come on, man. That's just an NWA outfit right there.
A Swamp-B outfit.
Exactly. Head to toe.
Yes. The details crazy.
Did you have fun doing that, Mike?
Yeah. Maybe Biggie's sweater, maybe after the 5th version, I was like, all right, yeah. I think this is enough.
Right. Did you even know what a Coogee sweater was?
No.
He's like, no. Got no idea.
Come on, he had to watch the Cosby Show. Bill Cosby always kept some good Coogee sweaters on.
Yeah.
That's right.
He probably just didn't recognize it.
Yeah.
It just looked like he was sponsored by Skittles. That's all you know. It's just every color in the rainbow. Hey, man, Mike, let me tell you something, brother. This is where they can find you, right?
Yeah.
And when they... tell us real quick before we get out of here.
Yeah, comics. That's basically, that's actually how I found Alex. I saw a joke of his, and I was like, oh, this would be a great, comic. Reached out to you, and that's how and that's what comics is. It's just a collection of comedians. Some known, some more obscure. It's giving comedians that maybe wouldn't have the limelight in order to get their funny joke out there. I think, maybe as a comic, it will give them some publicity, and so yeah. And then the MJG illustration, that's my studio that that I work from.
Well, there you have it, Mike. I just want to say, brother, thank you so much for being on the Funny Don't Stop show. This is just the beginning. Like I said, the end goal, hopefully in the next year or so, we get that book out. We do one of those art galleries. We have a little wine and cheese and have all our friends and family out and see all these beautiful illustrations that we've done. I think, what number are we on right now? How many have we done?
Like 15. I think we're on like around 15.
And I think the goal is like 25 for a book.
Yeah, Amazon, they have a requirement of like 24. So probably have like 25. And yeah,
yes.
And I think also throwing in some random jokes in there too. And just, it's just everything about, Alex's mind. It's like your mind exploding. And that's,
Exactly. So when we get up to 25, that'll be that time. We'll have you back on the show, and we'll be talking about where they can get the book and when we're going to have the art gallery gathering and all that kind of stuff.
Looking forward to it.
Hey, man, I appreciate having you on the show, man.
Thank you, guys.
And I'll be talking to you soon because I came up with another one earlier today. So
I'm sure you're going to text right after the show. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, you guys, one more time. Mike G, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
That's what's up. We have a little different stuff all the time here on the Funny Don't Stop show, guys. You know what I mean? Sometimes, we weren't able to have everybody with us today. Raul, I know you got to run. You got to get on to your appointment. Shout out, and we got a few people that we got to pray for today. Savvy had a situation over in his family, and we wish him well, and we hope things get better in his family. Betsy had a little setback today with her dog, so we hope her dogs are well. And all our prayers also go out to Tiger Woods, man. Unfortunately, he was in a car accident today, and they say that it's not life-threatening, so that's a good thing. We'll find out more as the day goes, but our prayers go out to all those people. Said real quick, let them know where they can find the Funny Don't Stop show before we get out of here.
Yes, you can check it out on all platforms. You can check us out definitely on youtube.com/The Funny Don't Stop Show. Like, subscribe, get the alert so you can be aware when the show is coming out. You can check us out on Google Podcasts. You can check us out on iHeartRadio. You can check us out on Spotify. Check us out on all platforms, but most importantly, check us out on youtube.com/The Funny Don't Stop Show.
That's what's up. And where can they find you at, Sid?
You can find me at SEDBRASS.
That's what's up. And Raul.
You can find me at the Big Goose, DABIGGUZ.
That's what's up. And you can catch me at Funny Man Alex Thomas, but every single week on Tuesdays, right here on
The Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. Hey, the Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. The Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. The Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. Hey, the Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. Hey, the Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop.